Hey, my friends, it's your friend Kevin with the promised video about tomorrow's new moon, today being the 12th of November, tomorrow being the 13th. Now, listen, I'm not an astrologer. What I know about astrology, you can shove in a symbol. But I did say I would come out here and give you some tidbits as to what to expect and really how you work with it. Now, a lot of my information I got from our lovely Yasmin Boland, an Australian lady who has a website and publishes these moonology diaries. So, for those who don't have them or don't have one, this is what this video is for. Whenever I learn something, I share it with you so that hopefully you'll learn something. So, the new moon, Scorpio, the key words to go with it are intense, competitive, snarky, and electric, meaning that the energy around the new moon is going to be one of those descriptive terms. So the date and the time of this moon is going to be the 13th of November at 9:30 a.m. in London. In Sydney, Australia, it happens to be at 8:30 p.m. In LA, it happens to be 1:27 in the morning, which doesn't make any sense to me. And then in New York, it's 4:27 tomorrow morning. So I suppose that would make sense. Interesting. So what it's basically saying is expect life to be quite lively this new moon and this month, really, especially to the lead up this weekend right now. What I will say about the new moon in Scorpio, you've got Mars, you've also got Uranus, and the autumnal signs being Libra, Balance, and Scales, Scorpio, which was what we're in, being the great destroyer, the disruptor, the write down, all about retaliation, all about pushing back, all about tipping the scales. And then, of course, we move into Sagittarius, which is more like the spiritual side of things. What this new moon is going to be doing, or at least what this autumnal season is going to be doing, is stirring up our justice system, looking at the laws that we've got, looking at things that probably are no longer working. Because this new moon is in Scorpio, we're going to be looking at Scorpio pulling these laws apart and basically having a go at poking the bear, like, this is not right, we got to change it, and shaping up things that need to be looked at, things that need to be changed with no what can I say, no manners in a way, just this needs to be changed, this is not good. Scorpio is all about death and rebirth. It's all about the sign that picks up for the underprivileged, picks up for people that are being marginalized. They're all about rights. For you and I personally, what would this mean? It's really time to look at the shadow work, to look at all things that are somewhat underground, the hidden elements of ourselves, the dark side of ourselves, things that are below the earth, if you will. Scorpios in the Scorpio energy deals with all that underbelly of life, the shadow self, if you will. It would be a good time to take a deep dive into your actual truths. Where is it that perhaps you could mop up your mess? And you don't have to be public or get out there and start telling the world that you've got these issues, but it's a good time to look at any issues you might have, meditate on them. You can say things like, am I working with truth? And am I working with the true heart of the matter? Am I working with my true desires, or am I people pleasing? These kind of things. Once you're aware of it, you can journal. Like Yasmin Boland suggests that you get into the no nonsense method, which is looking at areas of your life that are completely out of whack, no nonsense. things you tell yourself and have been telling yourself, like limiting beliefs. The other thing I want to um, run by you is there are houses that govern, like there's 12 houses that govern the different areas of your life. For example, the first house is yourself, the second house is your assets and your values. The third house is your mind and your learning. And the fourth house is your security, your home, your business, what you rely upon to support you. Um, let's see. Fifth house, love, humor, relationships, friendships, all of those things. Your sixth house is your daily life, your daily routines, all of those kind of things, your habits. Seventh house is relationships, both friendships, family, romantic relationships. Your eighth house is power, sex, ego, rock and roll, all the stuff that lights you up. Your ninth house, spirituality and religion. Your 10th house, relationship, commitments, status, authority, your reputations, what it looks to you, how people see you. And in your 11th house, socializing, networking, and connecting with other people. Then in your 12th house, your last house, spiritual leanings, natural connections, and the universal dreams, things that are unconscious, things that are unseen. That's your 12th house. So when we're looking at houses and the new moon and the aspects of it, we can see Aries is working with the 8th house, which here the 8th house is power, sex, drugs, rock and roll, resources, death, inheritance. What else does it say here? Transformation, the ability to change deeply, all kinds of rituals. We go into Taurus, that's working with the 7th house energies. Those of you that are Tauruses would be working with relationships, romance, affairs, partnerships, all kinds of different types of relationships, negotiations, for example. Um, Gemini, the 6th house, routines, habits, health in general, attitude towards work, attitude towards service, your own personal services. Cancer is the 5th house that deals with love, humor, honor. Um, Leo is going to be the 4th house. That now I'm talking about not your sun sign here. Let me clarify. This is your star sign, your rising sign. Should have said that at the beginning. I'm sorry. Leo, the 4th house. Security, home, family, your childhood, ancestral roots, your experience of your mother and the maternal aspects. Virgo is in the 3rd house. That's your mind and your learning, general communication with yourself and other people, relationships with siblings, your immediate environment, and short journeys. And then, of course, we move to Libra in the 2nd house, all to do with assets, values, your personal finances, how you build resources, your money matters, your investments. What else? Business, attitude to wealth, what you say about wealth and money. That is all dealing with Libra. And of course, our 1st house, Scorpio, deals with the self. Now, my sun is in Scorpio. However, my star sign and my rising is Leo. So I'm dealing with 4th house aspects. Um, 1st house is yourself, as I said, your persona, your personality. What else does it say here? Your presentation, how you appear to the world, the first impressions that you make to other people, your physical characteristics, association with the 1st house are the same as those of your rising sign. And I'm hoping this is helpful. So when we move into Sagittarius, we go to the 12th house and work backwards from there because Sagittarius follows Scorpio. Then we get to Capricorn dealing with 11th house issues. Then we've got Aquarius dealing with 10th house issues. And then we've got Pisces that goes to the 9th house issues. And what's the 9th house? Spirituality and religion. Long distance travel, higher education, philosophy, law, publishing, expansion, and luck. I think that that is pretty good for a new moon a video for somebody who doesn't really know anything about astrology. I like learning these small, simple things and then passing them along. I'm not one for long-winded charts and angles and squares and trines and all of that. I think it's fascinating. It's just a lot to absorb. Incidentally, the 11/13 2023, that numerology number comes or reduces to a number 4, which, according to angel numerology, let me get my notes, the angels are with you and their messages regarding your current concerns or what you were thinking about. I'd say it probably is a reminder to stop worrying, particularly if you see 44 or 444. It's like the angels have got it. Most importantly, change the way you've been thinking, take away your limiting beliefs, find a way to look at what is it going to take for you to replace limiting beliefs, insecurities into feet on the floor, heart and mind up to the sky, and we're moving forward with confidence. All right, my friends, until tomorrow or another day, best wishes, lots of love, bye.